Alright guys, here's our second example of piecewise functions. Again, I'm here with Miss A.
Hi.
And we're going to do our second example. This one's a little harder now, so bear with us.
This one is actually on the math analysis chapter 1 review.
Ooh, so it might be on the test.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh.
Just saying.
Alright.
Alright, so we have a piecewise function.
Yep.
F of x equals x squared minus 1 if x is less than 1.
And we have the second one, which is negative x plus 2 if x is greater than or equal to 1.
Awesome. What's the condition number?
The condition number is 1 on this case.
So over here, I'm going to
Our middle number is going to be 1.
Nice. Right there.
So that means that we're going to have numbers less than 1, which should be 0 and negative 1.
Good. And negative 1.
We will do it. It works. I like it. I like it.
It's negative 1. Okay.
It's,
and then also we're going to have x is greater than or equal to 1, so numbers greater than 1 are
2 and 3.
Good.
That's all we need.
All right. Now, here's an easy way. Now that we've seen the example of why we need to plug in 1 into both this, even though this condition says no, x has to be less than 1,
we still have to use it.
We still have to use it.
Exactly.
So now what I like to do is have 2 separate lines coming out of the 1 so that I know I have to plug in the 1 for both of them.
So that way you should know that there are going to be 2 answers for this.
Awesome. This one says x is less than 1.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
What's a way on a graph for us to represent something that isn't on the graph?
That would be an open circle.
Awesome. So I'm going to use an open circle here.
Okay.
This condition says that I have to plug in 1, or I can plug in 1.
It's equal to 0, so that should be a closed circle.
Awesome. That's closer. Alright, so let's just plug in some numbers. Negative 1 is less than 1.
So if we're doing less than 1, we are going to take the negative. We're going to take 1 squared, or negative 1 squared, minus 1.
And that is?
So that would be 0.
Good.
If in case you haven't noticed, negative 1 squared is 1. 1 minus 1 is 0. Make sure of that.
Alright, now we're going to plug in 0. So we have 0 squared minus 1, and that's just
Negative 1.
negative 1.
There we go.
Condition says I can't plug in 1, but I'm going to plug it in just so I can get all the numbers that are right before 1.
Yes, and then that answer will be just an open circle. Remember that.
So we have 1 squared, which is 1, minus 1 is
0 again.
good. Alright, so now we have 1, but we have to do it again in this one, where 1 is allowed to be plugged in. So 1 plus 2 is 3.
3 times a negative, that should be negative 3. That's it.
I'm just going to keep going. 2 satisfies the second condition. So we have 2 plus 2.
And then we multiply by negative, that should give us negative 4.
That is negative 4.
Alright.
And when you plug in 3, 3 satisfies the second equation.
And so 3 plus 2 is 5. 5 to a negative is negative 5. Easy, right?
Alright.
Alright, so now we're ready to graph.
Nice. We have x values and we have y values, so we have points on the graph. The first point that we have is?
Negative 1, 0.
Awesome. Negative 1, 0 is right there.
Ciao.
Okay.
Alright, now the next one should be 0, negative 1.
0, negative 1 is right there. Next point.
Next point. Oh, we got 2 points now, so we have to do the first one. This is our open circle right here, 1 and 0.
1 and 0
oh, yeah, 1 and 0
is right there.
There it is.
Now, before we move on, Mr. Young,
this
is where our 2 functions separated, or the 2 pieces separated.
Yes.
I am done with the first piece, which was up here, this one. I'm done with that piece.
So we should graph that first.
So we should graph it, and then we're done with it.
There you go.
And this is what kind of graph?
This is a parabola.
It's a parabola, so I'm going to connect it as such. Whoa.
Whoa.
I think we should try that again.
I think we should try it again.
Let's see. Is that better?
That's a little better. That looks a little better.
Alright, well, that's as good as it's going to get today. I'll try and practice a little bit more.
We'll practice more, don't worry.
The future. Okay, so now I'm done with that piece completely. I have an open circle to represent that even though I've plugged in the 1, it's not actually a part of it, it's just to show all the numbers after it.
Mhm.
And then I've got the parabola shape because I had 2 points after it. So now, maybe in a different color, I'll show you how we're going to graph this part.
Yes.
I'm
Now,
still going to go back to,
1 and negative.
but this time it's going to be 1 and negative
Yes,
3.
that's what I
Perfect.
meant. I was ahead of you this
That's
time.
alright, it happens every once in a while. 1 and 1, 2, 3.
So there should be a
goes-
closed circle there. Because
Awesome.
remember, if you look at it, there is a closed circle that we marked.
Why was it closed?
Because it's equal to. If you take a look at that, if you take a look at this is an equal sign, so that's my closed circle. And so our closed circle here indicates that this should be a closed circle.
Yes, excellent. So now we have 2 and negative 4.
Yeah.
So we have 2,
and we
negative
go down to
4
4,
right there.
And last but not least is 3 and negative 5.
Which is right there. Oh, that
Good.
was good.
And so now we're just going to take our line. We're going to draw a nice little line. If we draw a line, we should be able to draw a line from here and going all the way to the right.
Yes.
Just like that.
Yes.
And there you have it. There's our second piecewise function. I think we're done. Should we test out our vertical line test?
Yep.
Let's test our vertical line test. Now bear with us. This is supposed to be a parabola. So, let's not do that. Let's take a look. Here's my test. We're going through. This is all a function. We cross here.
Still a function.
Still a function because that's an open circle. And we come across. This is all a function. So yes, this is a function. And we're done.
Good.
All right. Good job, guys.
Easy.
Have a good one. Bye-bye.